The charismatic Portuguese coach is once again a free agent and has reportedly set his sights on a sensational return to Old Trafford. There are still people in that club. When I say people, I mean some players, but also some other people that are not players, that are still there. When I told Manchester United after 2 months, with these people you are never going to do it. And they are still there. Jose Mourinho's recent comments on former Chelsea midfielder John Obi Mikel's podcast, Obi-Wan, were typical of a man who has become a master at conjuring up excuses for his failures. The 61-year-old is one of the most decorated managers in history, but when things go wrong, he doesn't hesitate to point the finger of blame at those working behind the scenes, or indeed his players. Roma were the latest club to lose patience with Mourinho, who never missed an opportunity to moan about having to work within a tight transfer budget at Stadio Olimpico, as he was sacked following a 3-1 loss to AC Milan that left the Giallorossi ninth in Serie A after 20 games. Third season syndrome kicked in for Mourinho once again as optimism gave way to toxicity in the Italian capital, and he has now been dismissed by 4 clubs in a row. But there will always be a route back into the game for the special one, and although there is no denying he is now a relic of a bygone generation, there is still no one better at delivering short-term results. United just so happen to be in need of a quick turnaround in fortunes, and according to the Daily Mail, Mourinho feels he has unfinished business at Old Trafford. The report even goes so far as to suggest that the former Chelsea and Real Madrid boss has made it his mission to take charge of the Red Devils for a second time. On first glance, that will seem like a nightmare scenario to most United supporters. But Mourinho might just be the perfect man to kick off a new era under the club's new minority owners, Ineos. A cloud of negativity settled over Old Trafford in the first half of the 2018-19 season as Mourinho went into self-destruct mode, taking out his frustration over financial and strategic choices on his squad and colleagues. United endured their worst start to a campaign in 26 years as the manager's behaviour became more and more erratic, but incredibly, he still enjoyed support from a large section of the club's fanbase. Chants of "Jose's right, the board is sure *T" rang around the Theatre of Dreams when United fell 2 goals down inside 10 minutes of a Premier League clash with Newcastle. On that day, the players also rallied behind Mourinho to stage a stirring fightback and earn a 3-2 victory, but the writing was already on the wall for the coach. When he eventually left, United were set 6th in the league table, but they were 7th when his successor Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was dismissed in November 2021, and today they are 7th again under Erik ten Hag. The Dutchman looks destined to fill another plot in Old Trafford's managerial graveyard, having faced all of the same problems as his predecessors. When asked if time has proved him right about United's deep-rooted issues, Mourinho told BT Sport in 2022, "I'm not happy to be right. I would like to be wrong. But I knew that I was right. The first thing you have to change, for me, when things are not going right is mentality and organization, and it was not coming. And I knew that for me to leave was not going to resolve the situation. I knew that, unfortunately. Despite the fact United's latest season is already in ruins, with the FA Cup the only realistic route to silverware left for Ten Hag's side while Champions League qualification is all but out of reach, there is finally hope for a brighter future. That's all due to Sir Jim Ratcliffe purchasing a 25% stake in the club in a deal reportedly worth £1.3 billion, as the Glazers have finally taken a step back from football operations after 2 decades of fan protests. Our shared ambition is clear: we all want to see Manchester United back where we belong, at the very top of English, European and world football, the Ineos chairman said in a statement. Much maligned CEO Richard Arnold stepped down shortly before Ratcliffe's arrival, and Ineos have shown they mean serious business by moving quickly to secure his replacement, who just so happens to have spent the last 13 years of his career at Manchester City. Omar Barada left his role as Chief Football Operations Officer at the Etihad Stadium to fill Arnold's shoes at Old Trafford, and United say the appointment is their first major step towards putting football and performance on the pitch back at the heart of everything we do. Ratcliffe has reportedly already started overhauling the club's recruitment policy, and Barada will have a key role to play when he officially arrives in the summer, having been involved in a number of huge deals at City, including Erling Haaland's move from Borussia Dortmund. All of this has intrigued Mourinho, with the Daily Mail stating he would very much like to work with the new regime. The foundations for success are being laid, all that's left is to bring in a manager who can make Ratcliffe's vision a reality on the pitch.